We did get the speed booster directly after this room, but we didn't actually have it in this room, although you would kind of think that we would do them all being like right close together. But now that we do have the speed booster, I can go ahead and just Shine Spark right up here and get a missile tank. But I also want to jump over this gap right here right quick because there's going to be something else here. Can I do it? I don't know. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, due to the hole, it's much easier to do that. I thought maybe since I was having trouble actually jumping in the pipe area here that I might have some trouble with that as well. But we keep going and we get yet another missile expansion, bringing our grand total up to 42. I believe there are a total of 80 in this game, much less than which you would get in a traditional Metroid game due to how the missiles kind of work in this game. It's very, very different as compared to the rest of the Metroid series right there. But I don't know, like I said, because the combat is so different and it's more involved and it's kind of more tense and it's less about managing resources and more just having quick fingers and things like that, I don't really mind how you can refill both energy and missiles. One, because missiles, it's kind of the same reason, really. I like that because, for one, for both of them, it kind of creates a oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap kind of moment. Let's see if the screw attack actually gets one of these. Yeah, it just gets me on top of them, but then you can do a finishing overblast like that, so yeah, it's kind of the most optimal way to deal with these guys for sure. So I really don't mind that you can refill energy and that you can refill your missiles, especially kind of the energy too. You guys remember back in the Ridley fight just 2 episodes ago where I was like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap! That's just kind of a nice feeling to have in the heat of the moment with a really tense battle and things like that. But okay, this is the door that we saw all the way back where we needed these secret missiles right here. So let's go ahead and pull those up. Now, unlike the Prime series, you actually have to fire a super missile in order for this to work right here. There we go, and the explosion will take down all 5 of them at the same time. So here we are, going into brand new territory right here. Gotta admit, I'm getting kind of excited, guys. We are inching slowly towards the end right here. As it would appear that something is messing with the gravity. Huh. Well, if you've played Fusion, you probably know where this is going, and like I said, Other M, I don't know if I've really gone into this all that in depth, but something else that I really appreciate the plot about Other M is that it does fill in some holes that don't really make sense coming off of Fusion. Because in Fusion, there's a lot of kind of unanswered questions about kind of the nature of Adam, where he came from, and also Ridley. Ridley was kind of the big one. I think it wasn't that big of a deal back then, as I see that missile expansion right there, and I want it. Let's see, can I get right there? Can't jump quite high enough. Let's see, can I just jump right here? Get barely? Okay, no. I think I'm just gonna have to fall into it, probably. But yeah, back when you played Fusion for the first time, and at the very beginning, they don't even hide the fact that, like, Ridley is, like, in the facility. Like, it is just right up there for everyone to see. How on earth do you get that? I know I can go into there. Do I have to, like, reverse the gravity first somehow? I might actually have to do that, yeah. This might be a problem. Yeah, I might be able to come back and get this one later. I'm gonna try one more time, but there's really nothing to land on, so... I remember being able to get that right when you get here, though. Because I'm just gonna go ahead and mess that up anyway, so who really cares? Yeah, we're not gonna deal with it too much. I think there'll be a way to kind of take care of our gravity problems later on, so it won't be that big of an issue. But yeah, back in Metroid Fusion, when you see the Dryder Ridley course for the first time, you're like, how on earth did he get there? And, well, the Other M kind of bridges the gap between Super and Fusion, because back when Fusion was first released, that was, of course, chronologically right after Super. And in Super, you're kind of like, okay, how on earth did Ridley come back? I mean, he, like, not only was he destroyed by Samus again, but, like, well, God, a lot of these things, jeez. But not only that, but, like, the planet blew up, too, so we can't, like, shake our way and just kind of, like, feed on corpses to come back to life. You know, it was just conjecture on our part. And, well, this is how Ridley can come back, because they took the remnants of him on Samus' suit in Super, and they made a clone somehow, which is really nice. And those gaps will continue to be filled in as the game goes along right here. But that's just kind of a brief kind of overview of how I do appreciate how Other M does fill in the holes that were kind of left in Fusion's wake. And, oh god, I guess the gravity's just kind of reversed right here, but it's still kind of weird. Everything feels a bit heavier to me. Yeah, you could definitely tell that something is wrong, like here. Like, we have underwater sounds even though we're not underwater. We're moving a tad bit slower, like, gravity is way off right here. And even, like, the monsters seem to be, like, kind of disturbed. Like, these things are falling the wrong way. Like, something is definitely wrong right here. I don't know if we can speed boost in this kind of increased gravity either. I do appreciate, though, god, again, how these guys gave us so much trouble when we first found one of them, and how they controlled the pace of the battle, and how they gave me so much trouble. Just being able to take them down with, like, 2 plasma beam shots is freaking awesome, I gotta say. Oh, these guys, too. You remember how these guys have been bothering us for the longest time? Oh, crap. I can't really effectively space jump or screw attack in here because the gravity is definitely increased, but all you have to do is just touch these guys with the screw attack and it's game over. Let's see if I can actually get up here and do that. Come on down here and fight me like a man. Or a woman. I guess it would be a woman-on-woman battle, wouldn't it? But yeah, you can just take them down with one screw attack now. It's awesome. I know, yeah, we cannot get up there yet. The gravity is just way too heavy. I do love this effect, though. It really kind of hammers in that it's not just like the Castlevania effect where the castle flips and like, oh, gravity's reversed. It's like, no, gravity is messed up here. Something is very, very wrong. And they give you the feeling that something's wrong. You feel really uncomfortable whenever you kind of get into the situation here. And jumping is just a big no-no right here. I cannot really effectively jump around here because now that I jump, I have a penalty for doing it. It's actually really difficult here. It's like moving through molasses, which I guess kind of makes sense. Luckily, the plasma beam is so freaking OP that it doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to have to do it at the height of the jump and then just kind of spam, yeah. It's a miracle we can even wall jump in this type of gravity, jeez. Yeah, just that thud whenever you hit the ground after it jumps, like, ugh. Okay, I think I can do this. We just got to spam the jump button. Come on, God, oh God, you can just feel the weight here, oh. It's kind of nice whenever the player can feel kind of a difference that you want them to feel in a game, and I feel like this kind of increased gravity segment can definitely do that right here. I don't think I can get that power up either. We're gonna have to wait till the gravity is just not as terrible in order to actually do something about that. And is the speed booster gonna activate? It is not. Jeez. It's gonna make this even more kind of difficult to trudge through right here, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll end. Yep, and we are back to normal. Definitely bizarre. I wonder what creature could have controlled gravity. Once again, big shout out to you Metroid Fusion fans, but don't worry. For those of you in the dark, you will not be in the dark for much longer. Because I think the solution to all of our problems, well, I mean, there's the marker right there. I do appreciate how we had the marker again, and I pointed this out earlier, but there's not a straight route for you to get there. You do have to kind of wander around just a tiny bit, like you had to back in the earlier Prime games. Alright, well, kind of a weird room, but I think I know what we have to do in order to get up there in the most efficient way possible. Once again, with the wall jumps. And I don't think we really have to use the grapple beam to get up there either. Yeah, I think we can just jump over here and have absolutely no problem. It's not like the gravity is really affecting us all too deeply back here either, so let's go ahead and jump up here again, try to get up to that door, and try to get to our destination as soon as possible. Man, this is actually a lot higher up than I remember. I thought the door was 2 stories up, but I guess this is 3 stories up right here. Let's go ahead and take a look around, too. Huh. Well, let's continue to go up. And the door should be right here. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. And here we are, guys. Yeah, maybe I didn't do too good of a job of teasing this guy, but yes, the Nightmare, returning from Metroid Fusion, where he was a boss. Although maybe returning from Metroid Fusion is kind of the wrong word, because I guess Metroid Fusion actually takes place after this game right here, so I don't know, interesting stuff to think about right there. Like I said, oh god. Like I said concerning Ridley, Other does do its best to kind of fill in some plot holes right here. I wouldn't say the Nightmare was ever really a plot hole, more just kind of a indication of what was going on or something like that, but what we have to do is like that segment right there when he's manipulating the gravity, because he's able to do that thanks to his tail-like structure right there. You have to go ahead and take down the tail if you can. Okay, what I need to do is do that and then lock on like here. Okay, I don't think this is going to work either. Yeah, whenever he stops this attack, that'll let me get a super missile in, which is the only way to damage him. In this phase right here, go ahead and get off. Boom, there we go. That'll do it. I can dodge out of that way right quick. And then we have to keep doing that a couple times. It's the best time to do it after that. But of course, this is only after you've frozen his tail right there, which allows him to actually control the gravity. So let's do this again. There we go. The timing is pretty strict right here, guys, whenever he finishes that attack to where he's wide open. It's kind of tight. You really have to lock on as soon as you can, and you have to start charging up the super missiles as soon as he turns around with his mask right there as well. And there we go. Cool. But then, after a while, he'll get his tail back and the gravity is turned back on. You can't jump around in this form, and you can't use missiles either. It's just like the battle back in Metroid Fusion, to where if you fired missiles, they would just kind of helplessly fall to the ground and make you feel like crap and things like that. However, because the tail seems to have magnetic properties, or just gravity properties, it seems that it kind of allows the plasma beam to lock on a lot more efficiently than it would just with the regular lock-on that we would see in the battle with, like, Vorash or something like that. God, this attack is just devastating, this one. Can we get into Morphball to avoid this? No, you really can't. Like, when the gravity's heavy, like, your maneuverability is so stunted that there's not much you can really do right here. Okay, but now that the gravity is back, I believe I can just space jump around him. That didn't work too well, but he's going to get a bit more involved here now. Try to keep it on, and go! Dodge it at the last second, there we go. And this guy does have a pretty heavy damage output. I would not say it's nearly as bad as what Ridley could do, as we're just going to space jump around on this side. Because you saw that Ridley had some pretty insane damage dealing potential back when we fought him. Nightmare is not as bad right here. I mean, he's still, a pretty hard boss, especially if you haven't gone out of your way to get the energy parts, to get the extra energy tanks and things like that, or if your timing just, isn't all that great, because the timing for actually doing damage and getting the super missile hits off can be kind of strict right there. But I would say altogether, he's really not nearly as difficult as Ridley would be, unless he just keeps doing this attack right here. Because I don't really know how to dodge this whenever the gravity is up. It's actually, really difficult. You can dodge these just by doing the sense move maneuver, but as for, this and stuff, maybe I could jump down. Yeah, you can do that. Maybe you're supposed to do that. I don't even know if he's going to come back down here now. Yeah, he's going to come down here now. So I guess you can just do that, but that's not going to work when you fall to the very bottom, so I don't know really what else you can do. I guess you can just keep falling right here. There we go. That should be the last time. I think we can get off the super missile hit here. And that'll do it. Nice. And reveal. Ugh. Oh, it looks worse in 3D. Ooh. Man, that was so gross in 2D as well. In Fusion, when you can see all the green stuff slowly leak out of his mask, and it turns red, and he gets more buggy-eyed and baby-faced. It's ew! It also looks really disgusting here in 3D too. But yeah, he's not as difficult as he was back in Metroid Fusion, because I always had a difficult time. It was really only the first time I fought him back in Metroid Fusion. I just didn't really figure out what to do, because everything is just kind of so unique and things like that. But I'd say he's easier in this one the first time than he was the first time in Fusion. Well, looks like something has happened right there. Only one thing to do to try to figure it out, though, is I don't need to refill any missiles, huh? That's kinda strange. I could use an energy refill, though. I'm kinda hurting after that battle with the Nightmare. But again, I really love seeing him in here. It's something I really like in this series whenever there's a traditionally 2D boss, and then you see them in 3D. Think of the first time you fought Ridley in Metroid Prime. That was really cool. You see how they kind of adapt the fight and bring in the old elements. And I also really like that about the Ridley fight in this game as well. It's kind of a different 3D experience, and now we have the Nightmare too. It's really nice to see kind of classic bosses that were really memorable, because I would say the Nightmare was definitely the most memorable normal boss about Metroid Fusion. Just seeing them back in a 3D space and seeing how they adapted what they were well known for and things like that. Just really cool to have that experience. Well, it looks like we are getting closer and closer to Sector 0 right here. Almost said Sector there because I got Z's on the mind. And this looks really sci-fi. I mean, this looks like an actual space station that you would see, and like an actual sci-fi. It's not modeled after any environment or things like that. An interesting contrast to the rest of the game, where everything's been kind of heavily themed after environments and things like that. I think this really hammers in the notion that, well, the life forms that are allegedly up here, well, they're more artificial than anything that you've seen so far. I also love this angle too. Something's going on here, man. Looks nice and cinematic. Gives you a bit of a sense of dread too. Something's definitely there. Just the tease, man. And what could it be?
A baby.